Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got an excellent show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Also, be sure to follow me on IG. My handle is CTABANZ. Make sure you follow me on IG and then follow us on our DREAMERSPRO IG as well. Same name as the channel, DREAMERSPRO. So make sure y'all go ahead and do that. It's the easiest way to reach me. Anyway, so as you guys know, today is game 2 of the NBA Finals. And the first one was a shocker, to say the very least. Like, I think the majority of us were not really paying attention to that game, unless you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan and you're a Pacers fan. The rest of us were just kind of like watching it on and off, on and off. And as I was watching that game, even in the fourth quarter, like with 4 minutes left to go, I was kind of watching it, but I wasn't really paying attention until it got down to the 2-minute mark. When it got down to the 2-minute mark, and I think the Pacers were down 6 points, and their point guard, I believe his name is Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard hit that 3 to cut the lead to 3. And then I think somebody hit a 2-pointer, and it was basically a close game. From that point, I was glued. And then when the game was, I think, a 1-point game, SGA missed that fadeaway shot. They were scrambling with like 8 seconds left to go. And they got the ball to Tyrese Haliburton. And the moment he had the ball and he was going into his move, I said to myself, I said, this MF are going to make this shot. And sure enough, he did. And with that shot, he shocked the entire, not just him, the Pacers shocked the entire NBA world. So on the very next day, they were discussing this on all of the top sports shows. But on one particular show, ESPN First Take, they were talking about it, and they had on the Morris twins. And they ended up having to confront Stephen A. Smith over this take he's been having, which is Tyrese Haliburton is not a superstar. He's been very adamant that he's a rising star, but he's not a superstar. And after a performance like that, given that he's having arguably, or if not the most clutch playoff run in the history of the sport, it's forcing some of us to think, well, do we need to reevaluate how we think about what an NBA superstar really is? For example, we put up a poll on our channel asking this question. Is Tyrese Haliburton making us rethink what a superstar truly is? Out of the 4,000 voters, 61% said yes, while 39% said no. But for the fact that people are even thinking about it when coming into the season, no one was really looking at him as a superstar. You could tell that there's a shift, right? And now there's some people believing that the Indiana Pacers may win this thing. So as we're having this kind of back and forth, I believe it was Marcus Morris basically said to him, it's like, yo, like, what is this reluctance for you to just come out and say that this guy he's the real deal? And I thought, I'm like, okay, this is a moment that I think we really needed to have. So before we even get into these comments, today's video is brought to you by a sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. Prize Picks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love Prize Picks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I want to do is I want to play this exchange for you guys. I want you guys to listen to what the back and forth was, and then I want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what these guys had to say here.
After what we witnessed last night, how do you view Haliburton?
A closer. I think one of the most clutch players we've seen in the postseason era. I mean, it's been spectacular to watch. I'm not going to lie. He was getting thoroughly outplayed For more than 3.5 quarters, he appeared to be a no-show. We were looking at him wondering what the hell was going on. And then this brother showed up when it really, really counted. That game-winning shot with 0.3 seconds left. You can't say enough about the clutch genes, that he has the ice in his veins, the ability to perform under pressure. He deserves all the credit in the world for that. There's a lot more to get into as it pertains to this outcome of this game, but I'm not taking anything away from the brother. We've had a conversation. I can't stand the fact that we had a conversation about superstar, not superstar, because one of the things that I emphasized repeatedly, regardless of the fact that I disagree with the superstar status, he is a young rising star in this game. This is not a scrub. This is not somebody that's overrated. This is not somebody that's discrediting the game with his talent and his gifts. This brother can play. He can play, and you certainly want the ball in his hands with money on the line, because he has shown you time and time again that he can deliver. Guys, we're looking at a situation in the postseason. In the last 15 minutes, last 15 seconds, with the game on the line to tie the score or take a lead in regulation or overtime in the postseason, Haliburton is 5 for 5, 4 for 4 of these players over the last 4 games, 5 for 5 overall. Y'all, the rest of the league is 4 of 26 in this postseason. He's 5 for 5. He is the #1 clutch player this postseason. Nobody on earth thought that we'd be able to say that about him, but we've had to say about him. Can't do anything but stand down and give love to the brother, because that was a special moment right there. And it was a special performance by Indiana in the last 9 minutes of the game, which we'll get into later.
We certainly have a series, Marcus.
Definitely was. And I say, what's going on, man? I was looking forward to your intro.
What's up, boss?
You know, you get us going. I was looking forward to the intro. I'm kind of mad that you wasn't on that early.
I know.
Two things I got to say to you.
It's a little technical
right
difficulty, but I'm here for you, baby. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And by the way, I like your wardrobe. It looks smooth. It looks cool, but I don't know about the sneakers. We're gonna talk about that later. But go ahead. I saw the sneakers on Get Up early this morning. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about wardrobe later, because I got a few things to say to you too. Go ahead, Mark.
Two things. Why? I just don't understand is you still haven't used that word superstar when we're talking about Haliburton. Like I'm still confused at why you're not giving him that nudge. Secondly, yes, this team is not predicated on him scoring 30 points. Like, he doesn't have to score 30 points to have a good game. He had 10 rebounds. He was controlling the game. He made sure in the second half that they didn't turn the ball over. The first half, it was 20 turnovers. To the second half, he calmed the team down. He got them poised. He even took a step back and let other guys be able to take part in that game. And that's why I take my hat off to him, because he understands the game.
We know what he is doing. We know what he's doing in clutch moments. I'm saying to y'all, I watched the entire 48 minutes. I'm certainly not implying that y'all don't. But I'm just saying that when I judge and I think about a superstar, I'm thinking about the #1 option on a night-in, night-out basis that's having to carry a certain load that others don't normally carry. When you think about a KD, when you think about a LeBron, when you think about a Steph Curry, the obligations that fall on their shoulders and the night-in, night-out level of production that they exhibit comes into play.
But take me through it as a player, as a team, when you're down in that kind of moment with the stakes this high, to still believe and still get the job done.
I mean, in the playoffs on the road, it's nearly impossible. So they're defeating the odds anyway. But they've done it in the Garden, in the Mecca. They've done it on a bigger stage. I mean, OKC, don't get me wrong, they have a lot of fans. They have a hard place to play at home. But in the Garden, they've done this already over and over and over. In home, in Cleveland.
Excellent. So you heard the exchange there. What are my thoughts on this? Well, folks, look. Tyrese Haliburton, for instance, in that game, he had 12 points. No. He had 14 points, 6 assists, 10 rebounds. He didn't shoot well from the field. He shot 46%. He didn't shoot well from the 3. But when it mattered most, he was making the right plays. And he made the biggest play of the game. He came on in that second half. I think in the first half of that game, he was pretty much a non-factor in that game. In the first half, he only had 6 points. But in that fourth quarter is really where he did his damage. He had 4 points, but he was efficient, and he made the biggest shot of the game. And as I'm looking at him, if we look at his statistics, for instance, this season, he averaged 18.5 points per game on 46.6% shooting from the field, on 33% shooting from 3, 80% from the free throw line, 5.9 rebounds, 9.5 assists, only 2 turnovers, and 1.3 steals. So if you look at those numbers, they don't jump off the stat sheet. You're like, I mean, they're good, but they're not like superstar numbers. But then I'm beginning to think to myself, wait a minute. I think when Stephen A. Smith is thinking about a superstar, he's thinking about high flyers, flashy players, scorers. And I think with that, he's overlooking what a guy like Tyrese Haliburton brings to the team. If you go back, matter of fact, let me pull up a stat line. Let me pull up the stats of this particular player. Okay. Some of you may know who he is. Some of you may not know who he is. But when I read off his stats, you're going to say to yourself, well, this guy, I mean, his numbers aren't all that spectacular. But when I reveal the player who he is or who he was, you will quickly come to the conclusion that there's no question this guy is a superstar or was a superstar. For his career, he averaged 12.6 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, and 8.7 assists. In his best years, he was averaging, like his highest scoring season from what I can see, he averaged 18.7 points per game on 41% shooting from the field, 34% shooting from the three, 84% shooting from the free throw line. He got you 6.3 assists, 8.9 rebounds, and 2.3 steals, and 3.7 turnovers. You look at those numbers, you're like, there's no way this guy can be a superstar. But I'm here to submit to you that he is. Do you know whose numbers those are? Jason Kidd. Those are Jason Kidd's numbers with the New Jersey Nets. That's his highest scoring season. No one would even question the fact that when Jason Kidd was playing it, he's a superstar. He was a superstar. He took the Nets, I think, to 2 straight finals, if I remember properly, the New Jersey Nets. And he wasn't Kobe Bryant. He wasn't Vince Carter. He wasn't Shaq. He wasn't AI. He wasn't Baron Davis. He wasn't Steve Francis. But Jason Kidd was a superstar. And you could make an argument that he was a better point guard than all of those point guards I just mentioned. Steve Francis, Gilbert Arenas, Baron Davis, and whoever else I'm not remembering. So I think we need to be careful when we're judging superstars and we're just like, who could score the most, who could dunk the most. Yeah, that's one aspect of it. But if you look at how this guy is leading his team, they're winning games, and he's doing what superstars do, which is deliver in the biggest moments. He may not be box office like Stephen A. Smith likes to describe it, but in terms of the results, Tyrese Haliburton is a superstar. What we need to do is just recalibrate our brains and stop trying to typecast every single superstar as in, okay, they need to be this one player. These are my thoughts. So the question to the audience is this: is Tyrese Haliburton a superstar? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.